How do you feel after that one, Ross? Pretty good win.
Yeah, a positive result. Been working hard. As I said, you know, our form since round 12 West Coast has been really rock solid without always getting the points. So, and I think Port sort of stamped that form in a real sense. Like we felt we had opportunities late, but they've gone on to win the next 4 out of 5 or something. So, yeah, no, really pleasing. Group's worked hard. Yeah, environment's really good. We're really bubbly, but you know, you lose 5, 6 games under a kick. A few of them come from behind. That you find yourself where you are, but that's just the AFL. So yeah.
What was the most pleasing aspect of the performance tonight?
I know. I'll go away and assess. I think confronting an opposition with real intent and desire to maintain their position in the 8 in front of a big crowd. It's our home game, but they would have outnumbered us. That was really pleasing, and to handle their intent and with method take control of the game. I thought we played really smart football. Our opposition guy understands them really well, and to then execute on it, you know. And everyone stood up, but you know, some of our young players like Wanganeen-Malira and Owens and Sharman and Burns and those guys, and Stocker did a pretty good job on merit, you know. So yeah, there was a bit to like. There was a lot of sacrifice around. Wood, who's been playing well forward, went to a wing. He sacrificed his game. Their wingers are pretty important to him. So yeah, we'll go away and assess. But I think the character and culture piece, individual character, and the culture of the group is really strong. Really strong. Well, we got validated, AFLPA surveyed, sitting top 4. Top quartile, that's pretty good feedback, improved again. So we're just trying to create an environment that everyone's happy, enjoys their footy, very level, and just chasing continuous improvement.
Getting wins like this, this performance beating Sydney, you went so close to Port. What do the players take away from seeing that validation, I guess, of the work that they're doing?
Well, I think you've summed it up. I think it just validates the work they're doing, validates their coaches pointing out the right things, but it's a bit when you're doing, you don't. In AFL footy at the minute, isn't it? Like you look around when teams do and when you don't, right? So today we did, yeah, but it's no guarantee for next week. We play Brisbane Lions, who just saw the result, didn't they? They put Gold Coast through, so they're chock-a-block full of confidence. So yeah, we want to accept the challenge.
Right.
No, you go, mate.
Ross, your uncontested marks were amazing just to be able to get loose and free, but then to turn that into score, but hitting your targets up. So that's something, from your perspective, you'd be so pleased with because you just denied their defence any chance of getting hand on ball.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, early we didn't, but they gave us opportunities to do that. So there's, I suppose you've got to give to get, right? So if they get something, they're giving something else up. So, but that changed. I thought they adjusted throughout the game. We had to work hard on that. They're really dangerous. I thought early, you know, that Martin's really dangerous. They run from the back. We just saw in a second they can take opportunities. So look, I thought we ran and worked hard, right? You don't get uncontested marks if you don't run and work hard. And bar the second tour, they used the ball really well, and they used it well from the back. But so bar the second quarter, I thought for 3 quarters, we were able to sort of pin them a fair bit, ground position-wise. I thought our centre square work's been as good as it's been the last couple of weeks. So that territory piece, because if you look at Essendon, they're quite a high entry team, and then they get 10 a week entries out of their CSB, which is a good number. So typically we haven't got that, but again, it's a little win here. We've just got to try and keep improving. That's the space we're in.
Ross, people say coming up against Saints is going to be low scoring. There's going to be low scoring. They won't score much. Is that now the Saints of old and it's high scoring now, and you feel this is a brand that's really good and it's going to work?
Yeah, I don't know what people say. Yeah, I'm not sure what people say. So I think the real analysts, I think the easy throwaway line is slow, boring ball movement, but the real analysts identified we're in the top 4 all year and for 2 years scoring out of the back half off possession game. The real analysts and the deep divers understand it's stoppage, power and scoring, and a little bit of forward 50 possession game scoring. So that's what deeper than a fingernail is, but those on the surface just look at the end result and go, that's what it is. So we understand what it is, and funnily enough, we scored 8 goals too from stoppage today, which is probably be our record. So it all depends how you want to assess it and carve it up, but it all depends what your agenda is too, I suppose. But
How'd you go injury-wise today?
yeah, pretty good. Battle was a little bit sore coming in, but he played with great courage. And he was up and about. Yeah, a little bubber in there, so he was pretty good. Other than that, not bad. We've had a good run, then we had a bit of a bad run, so everyone takes their turn. Garcia will just play a full game in the VFL tomorrow against Essendon at Windy Hill, so get out there and watch that. But have some shivers walking in. There was some big nasty men that used to play for them out there. Gee whiz, Duckworth and Merritt and that, they were frightening.
Cooper Sharman, what a game from him in his 45th. You know, he's been having to deal with the sub, you know, in recent times, in and out of that position. But how'd you see his game tonight?
Yeah, I thought it was really positive. I thought he moved well. I think since he's come back in, he's moved well and competed well. A bit like Ryan Burns and Mateus Philippou. So all credit to our development and coaches that clearly identified what they need to work on, then they go back and work on it, and they come in. It's really pleasing to see that it's stood up over the last few weeks at AFL level, because you need that. You need to contribute, and they'll be feeling good about themselves, and we feel good about them.
So the win over Sydney, helping the West Coast last week, now a really big win over a finals aspirant. Has it all just been a matter of things coming together at this point in time, or is like a switch being flicked? Is it, as noticed, Stuart, like set up around the ball was a bit different tonight? Is that what's been going on?
Yeah, it's a good question. Early in the year, our midfield was younger and thinner, so Jones, Hunter, Clark and Steele, and we had no Wood. Yeah, it's been a little bit thinner, so that personnel that are playing okay, a lot better helps you. So, and there was no doubt that frustrating period of close losses just took, you don't want it to, but I don't know, I even look back now and just, gee whiz, it's 5 under 6 points and then there's an 8. And that's a bit of our own doing, our fault. There's some personnel and you're playing some good teams. So it's a really good question, actually. So it's, yeah, I don't think it's just click, but sometimes it's a long year, and when we have personnel challenge season up for grabs, really challenging. Like, I thought we were an interstate team in the first 14 weeks. We flew every second week. We had lots of 5-day breaks. It was really... But that's okay, and we didn't quite stand up to that, right? So great teams, regardless of every second week flying, short breaks, get it done. So we want to be a great team. The feedback is we need to get better. So as we've settled and been able to work on stuff and we're starting to anticipate the result too much, so we really got back into process and action, and that's really helped us all feel, because we can always win that battle, right? You might not always get the 4 points, but you can always win the area that you can control, which is your desire to improve and great effort. So.
You said last week you didn't mind being the Grinch. In the final 4 games, we got games against the Lions, the Cats and the Blues were all kind of top 4 finals aspirants. Are you primed to spoil a few more parties between now and the end of the season? Yeah,
I'm happy to be the Grinch. Look, there's a lot of quality in there, isn't there? And look, I do know we're playing Brisbane. I honestly couldn't tell you the exact run home and what days. But we'll just, we live in the space of commit, do, review. So we committed, we did, we'll review. It's very similar. We're not, we just look at our effort and then just what can we improve a little bit. We feel like our long down the line's got a bit better over the last few weeks. It was pretty ordinary. We took that out of the Adelaide loss. They just had big kills and were a bit vulnerable. So kicking to our forwards a little bit better. Sometimes it can be as simple as that.
Finally, Ross, Jack Steele led from the front again today, and also Rowan Marshall around the ground. He was just simply brilliant.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was really pleasing to see him get some scoreboard reward. And look, his work rate's always really high. And I just said to Jack, as you get more support, like when Mateus come back in, he'll look, because he doesn't drop his standard, he just really whacks away. But it's getting that consistency of quality around him. or players that are in form. I think he had some quality, but they weren't in form. So he's carried a big burden. I'm conscious of that. He's led. So I'm really conscious of building out quality like Mateus Philippou and, those people that supported him today as well, so going forward. Because we know that's the real difference between us and the people that get it done every week. Thank you.